It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the reigning NFC champs and the Colts, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Dallas Cowboys. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And CD, this is a passing league. I don't think you would argue that thought. But our ball game here features a couple of teams with strong offensive lines that really like to work the ground game.
And you and I have both heard from different people in the league who's saying that it's becoming a little bit of a lost art in the NFL, the ability to run the football. And we've heard from defensive coordinators who tell us that they play the pass first. That's not something you normally hear. But these two offenses, they're true to who they are. Both ranked in the top 5 in terms of rushing yardage. I think they're both going to use those massive offensive lines to try and wear down these defenses.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their mobile quarterback, standing 6'4", it's Colin Kaepernick.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
You better come harder next time.
A look at the numbers for Mack from last week. Very productive. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Hey, check Mike 11, check Mike 11. All right, Tila.
Kaepernick now to throw. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Let's go!
A big play that time through the air. 31 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Michael Parsons, the linebacker, in on the tackle. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. On the give, this is Mack. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Mack, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point put through by Succo, and it's now a 7-0 game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And the end result was a Marlon Mack touchdown run. Now Pollard. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Come on, baby. Let's
now
go.
We'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
That's how we do, D. That's how we do.
The numbers for Zeke from last week. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Give to Elliott. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Now Elliott. Breaks the tackle. Now an alley. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watched tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw pulled in by Lamb. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Come on now,
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
Flushed out right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Nowhere.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Touchdown, Cowboys! Kyle Pitts, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Zerline good with a PAT. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a mistake, a surprising mistake there in the kicking game as he sends that one out of bounds.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They'll run it out of the gun with Mack. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
I got you. Hey, check it.
And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On second down, it's Mack. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Let's go!
64 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. On first down, Kaepernick. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. Funches with a catch over the middle. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Let's go, let's go!
They'll try and run for this with Mack. Mack gets hit and the ball is free. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He was trying to do anything he could to get that final little bit for the first down. Instead, he lost the ball.
Yeah, and he was short of the first down, but not by much. Trying his best, as you noted, to get there. Sometimes that extra effort can cost you.
DeForest Buckner in there for the sack on what will be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after one. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole, 3rd and long.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Escapes the defender. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Marlon Mack now heading back out there. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Last stop!
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. On the handoff, running left, Marlon Mack. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. CeeDee Lamb deep for the Cowboys. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Prescott. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Powering his way forward. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now a throw here to his running back. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Check back 11. Oh, here we go.
On the handoff, it's Mack. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys 30. 82 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Marlon Mack. But he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there.
Let's go.
Well short.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard after the 39. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Flush to his right. They're looking for one, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Willis. And the Colts will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground with Mack. Shoves him aside. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Now that's into the hands of Mo Alley-Cox, the tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Hey, 91.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Into the red zone now. Kaepernick. And it's caught. And the Colts are going to be looking at a 1st and goal as he's out of bounds at the 3-yard line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
91.
To throw, Kaepernick. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
Come on, line.
DeMarcus Lawrence in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Check back 11. Check back.
Kaepernick going to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. And that sack brings up 4th and goal, a loss of 7. Big play. Suckup will put this one right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big connection on that one. 36 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And this one is incomplete.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end pass rush. They've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And it's the Giants who are out in front in the second quarter. Darius Slayton, a touchdown reception. From there, we're off to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Ryan Tannehill looking good. 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they trail in their ball game at halftime to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Mixon has a run for a touchdown. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cowboys. And they were able to have a little bit of success on the ground. The question will be, will they stick with it? Or will they be throwing more to try and regain this lead? Meanwhile, for the Colts, by comparison, they've been the better of these two sides in the rushing department, as you see the numbers there. Final adjustments taking place in both teams' locker rooms. We're closing in on the second half, and to bring it your way, let's go back up to Indianapolis and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter of what's been a tight contest so far. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And he returns this to the 22.
All day, baby, let's go!
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. On 1st and 10, Prescott gonna take a shot for Gallup. And incomplete on the deep ball. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Prescott's throwing into the hands of Pitts here. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 39. On 1st and 10, Prescott gonna take a shot for Gallup. And incomplete on the deep ball. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long. And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively. Prescott's throwing to the hands of Pitts here. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 39. The give is to Elliott. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
From the 35 on second down, Prescott. He'll get this to Elliott. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Go, baby.
This is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger. But remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. A graduate of the Naval Academy. Back then, you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up 4th. Zerline's kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
111 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On the ground, it's Mack. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches.
Let's go, let's bring it.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Mack. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
On second down now, it's Mack. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
Now Kaepernick. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Colin Kaepernick, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Colts have broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point up and good by Succa. And that makes it a 17-10 score. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. That catch good for only a couple. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road in just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. Hey, you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
Not much there, only a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Prescott. This is White on the screen. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Second down, they'll run with White. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Back now in Indianapolis. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got it. Touchdown. Amari Cooper. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Let's see now what Colin Kaepernick has been up to so far in this game. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Cowboys' 20. Boy, 194 yards rushing for him now in the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense. They'll run on first down with Marlon back. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. And just a yard to go here on second down. They'll run it. It's Mack. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Flushed, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Colin Kaepernick with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Colts answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. Extra point put through by a second, and will take a 7-point lead. Now Pollard. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Elliott going to get it again on second down. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw taken in by Cooper here. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take those shots.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They go to Elliott again. And he gets it down to the 32.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On second down, Elliott. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Let's go, let's go!
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Left side to Lamb. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. On second and goal, Prescott, touchdown, Cowboys! Amari Cooper, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point, it's up and good. And partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Marlon Mack now heading back out there. He is north of 200 yards. Any time that you can say you're north of 200 yards, you've done something right.
Yeah, you're going to get some big check marks on your grade sheet, and you're going to be in heavy rotation on all the highlight shows. And you might even make a magazine cover or two.
He's hoping for more, the cherry on top maybe, as this game goes forward. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. Kaepernick to throw. That ball caught by Campbell. And out across midfield down to the 45. First down now, but that clock rolling. Throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Now Kaepernick. They'll run the screen with Mack. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And that is incomplete.
Oh, boy, this sets up for a huge call now on 4th down because you can try the long field goal, you could go for it, or you can punt and play for overtime. I am so glad, partner, that I don't have to make those kind of decisions. Let's see what they decide.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Amari Cooper and the Cowboys set to take over once again. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Prescott. Flush to his right. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
That's where you belong.
Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Elliott. Down right around the 25. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. A give to Elliott. Push pushes him over. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. Now Prescott steps away to his left. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And it'll be a good time in Big D tonight. The Cowboys have won it. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree. Matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league. And they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for Dallas, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they will head home for next week's contest. That is against Washington. Meanwhile, for the Colts, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.